All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have, as promised, the second video about Chuck Dixon. This man is absolutely destroying people in the American comic book industry. If you guys missed my last video, please go check it out. The channel's currently in a little bit of a suppression right now, and it's very, very obvious in my impressions. I am not going out and recommend it at all, so please make sure you guys do your best to try to push these videos out into the YouTube algorithm. But we have a headline here from Bounding Into Comics that says Alpha Core writer Chuck Dixon blasts Disney's mishandling of Marvel and Lucasfilm and says they both screwed both of them up in the worst ways that you can imagine. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from someone who is a legend in the comic book industry. This is coming from someone who's not just some random internet guy, right? He's not just some random dude online that these people can just completely throw away as if he doesn't matter, and to throw away as if what he's saying doesn't matter. No, no, no. Chuck fucking Dixon absolutely matters, and what Chuck Dixon says does 100% matter, and it has weight to it. So it's very interesting that he's saying these things and combating certain companies and certain industries that he might be or might not be a part of, but overall he is combating and joining the culture war and saying his piece. And you know what? He should, because he was one of the people who created this entire comic book industry that you know, right? He has written so many stories, it's insane. It would blow most people's heads away, but he has been such an integral part in shaping the comic book industry as it is. But unfortunately, I think he's seeing it slip away from his fingers. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says, in a sentiment shared by many fans, or perhaps more accurately, former fans of the once beloved entertainment studios, in the opinion of Alpha Core co-creator Chuck Dixon, Marvel Entertainment and Lucasfilm have been completely mismanaged ever since their respective purchases by Disney, with their subsequent outputs being nothing short of absolutely abysmal. And listen, we know that's to be true, okay? We know that Lucasfilm and Marvel especially have been absolutely getting destroyed in the box office. Everything that they put out really doesn't hit too hard. Lucasfilm didn't really feel it in the beginning, but they're damn sure feeling it in their Disney Plus TV shows. The viewership is abysmal compared to what it could have been or what it used to be. It's very much going on the decline, and Marvel is going way faster down that decline. As everybody knows, the MCU, as we love to call it, is just getting destroyed, especially lately with the Marvels that came out. That movie did worse than The Flash. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, that is crazy. That movie did, I think, about 200 some odd million dollars compared to its 1 point plus whatever billion dollars of the original Captain Marvel, and you just go to show just how far Marvel has fallen. It says the Marvel Comics and DC writer turned RIPPAVERSE scribe offered his appraisal of the House of Mouse's mishandling of the two studios while speaking to My Hero Macadamia and Superman Volume 3 colorist Brett R. Smith on the current state of the entertainment industry during the latest Bounding Into Comics exclusive live show Escape the Future. Amidst a resulting discussion about how mainstream comic book publishers suffered under their own self-aggrandizing attempts to appeal to female readers by injecting third-wave feminism into every aspect of their books, Smith raised his frustrations with the fact that as a result of said pandering, the industry's key demographic, young males, has been completely abandoned. It's like this, one size fits all now, you know? We're just going to make comics for everybody. We're not going to cater to girls. We're not going to cater to boys with certain titles or ideas, and I think that's a failure on that part, said the show's host. They've kind of just given up on things that get young boys excited or interested in these characters. I just don't see it anymore. And of course, that is a big deal, you know? You have a lot of feminist tropes and feminist ideologies being pushed inside American comic books right now, and the target demographic, they know who that demographic is. They know it's boys. Don't let these guys fool you. They're not stupid. They know exactly who their demographic is. The difference is that Marvel and DC and Lucasfilm, they're choosing to ignore their demographic. They're choosing to say, you know what? We know it's mostly men or boys who watch this stuff or read this stuff, and we don't care. We're going for the feminists. We're trying to convince the one or two or even maybe three feminists to read our books. That's what we're trying to do, because the message is more important than making a single dollar. It says, agreeing with Smith, the former Batman Volume 1 author, opined, well, no, because they're going to reject what they see, like they rejected so much. I mean, comics aren't the only thing suffering. Dixon proceeded to elaborate of his take. Look at the population of people going to college and university. It's 70% female, yeah, because guys get to university. This happened to me in 1972. I went to orientation at Temple University and thought they don't want me here, you know? A white guy from the suburbs terms, I'm not welcome here. They don't want me, so I didn't go. And that has to happen over and over and over again, that either at orientation or by the end of freshman year, the guy says, I don't know, I'm a persona non grata here, and my parents are paying a fortune for me to be here, so I'm out. And we're seeing that across the board, he continued. I mean, the streaming services, movie attendance, television series, everything else is falling apart because they're not aiming it at an audience that actually wants to see it. And that line right there is just creme de la creme, man. This line is literally what we say all the time. Everything else is falling apart because they're not aiming it at an audience that actually wants to see it. That's the problem. The stuff that they're making, the stuff that they're especially writing, is not aimed at the demographic that it should be aimed at. You are trying to interject feminism in male-oriented IPs. That stuff doesn't work. This is why you had separate comic books. This is why you have different story archetypes. This is why you have different kind of stories to tell to different kind of people. Not one size fits all. Like, one story is not going to appeal to everybody. You get what I mean? Like, that's very rare. One of the few stories that I know of in this world that can appeal to pretty much almost everybody is Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, you can find one particular character or one particular scenario that can speak to you as a person, but those are few and far between. This is why we have different genres of stories, so that you can push it out to people who actually want to see it. That line is huge, ladies and gentlemen, because it is truer than true. To this end, Dixon then focuses criticism directly on the House of Mouse, exclaiming to Smith, look what Disney did. Spent $8 billion to get two male-oriented franchises and immediately turned them into girly stories. Yeah, you know, Chris Gore talked about that, Smith replied. Disney's already got their princess line. Why do you need to take characters that are typically male-centric or things that boys like and turn them into princesses? I just don't understand it at all. In turn, the veteran comic book creator declared it's like it was the only thing that they knew how to do. Drawing his thoughts on Disney to a close, Dixon concluded, but their stated intent, I remember reading about this extensively when they bought Marvel and Lucasfilm, was that they needed material for boys. They didn't have anything for boys in their library, and then they know you screwed them both up in the worst ways possible that you can imagine. It's amazing how bad they've been at this. Ladies and gentlemen, Rey is the culmination, okay? Rey is the culmination of everything that's wrong with Lucasfilm, everything that's wrong with Star Wars, because it started with Rey and it's going to end with Rey, ladies and gentlemen. You can have all of these TV shows and you could think that they're good. You could think that they're bad. You could think that they're whatever. But ultimately, if you didn't like Rey, guess where the story is going? The story is going to circle back and go right back to Rey, which is why she's supposedly going to be, at the end of it all, rebuilding the entire Jedi Order, because it takes a woman like Rey to do something like that. Not everybody else. No. It takes Rey. So this is the problem that's happening with Lucasfilm. You guys already know what's happening with Marvel. Only time will tell what ultimately will happen. But I think Marvel's going to be in for a rude awakening very, very soon, if they haven't been already, from the movie The Marvels bombing so bad in the box office. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.